Today I'm going to explain how to crochet the letters of the alphabet. So grab your 4mm crochet hook and let's get started. To make your A, begin by chaining 11. Then do 2 slip stitches, followed by 8 chains. Next, do 4 single crochets. This is now going up inside your A. Do 1 slip stitch, then chain 1. This will bridge the 2 sides of your A together. Next, to join it to the other side, count up 5 stitches, do a slip stitch in that 5th stitch, and do 4 single crochets to get to the bottom. Next, chain 1 to turn the corner, and do 10 slip stitches. This will get you right up to the tip top of our A. Your 10th stitch is actually going to be in this loop. Then chain 1, and do 10 slip stitches all the way down to the bottom. And again, our 10th stitch is in a loop. Now you can cut your yarn and sew in your tails where you started. To make the B, begin by chaining 9. Then do a slip stitch in the chain, followed by a chain of 8. Then do a slip stitch in the 5th stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next, chain 5. And slip stitch in the very top chain. Now we've sort of got the skeleton of our B. Next, we're going to chain 1 and do 8 single crochets all the way down the straight edge of our B. Next, I have one more little loop here, so I'm going to do 1 more single crochet there. Then chain 1 to turn, and I'm going to do 3 slip stitches. Next, 1 single crochet, followed by 2 increases. So an increase means doing 2 single crochets in the same stitch. Then do 1 single crochet and 1 slip stitch. Next, you're going to skip 1 chain and just do in the chain that joins the 2 parts of the B together, you're going to slip stitch in this front part of the V here. Then you sort of skip this one because when you pull it up, it covers it. So we're going to skip that one. And again, now we're going back into the outside loop. Do 1 slip stitch, then 1 single crochet, then an increase, then 1 single crochet, then 3 slip stitches. We're going through only half of the stitch. Now we've come to the end, so to end off, you're going to chain 1 and do a slip stitch in both parts of the V. Now you can cut your yarn, sew in your 2 tails, and your B is complete. The C is nice and easy. To begin, we're going to do a chain of 13. Then do 1 single crochet, followed by 3 increases. So in the next 3 stitches, do 2 single crochets in each stitch. Next, do 4 regular single crochets, now that we've made our curve, followed by 3 increases, just like how we started, and 1 single crochet in this final stitch. Now it looks more like a C, but to make it just a bit thicker and more sturdy, we're going to go around the inside of the C with slip stitches. Just go into your first stitch here. So I've done 11 so far, and for my 12th one, I'm going to go into both parts of the V of the stitch here where I started. Now I can cut my yarn and sew my tails in. To begin the D, chain 9. Then do 1 single crochet and a chain of 8. Then we're going to slip stitch in the top stitch, so it forms the skeleton of a D. Then do a chain to turn the corner, and we're going to do 9 slip stitches all the way down the straight edge of the D. I'm on my 8th one, and my 9th one can go right into this little loop right at the very tip top. Okay, now I'm going to chain 1 to turn the corner and do 3 slip stitches. Now we're making our way around the curved part of the D. Next, 1 single crochet, then 2 increases, so 2 stitches, 2 single crochets in each of the next 2 stitches, then 2 regular single crochets, then 3 slip stitches, then lastly, to end off, we're going to chain 1 and do a slip stitch in both parts of your stitch. Now you can cut your yarn and sew your tails in on the back side, of course. For the E, begin with a chain of 9. Then do 1 single crochet, chain 4, and do 3 slip stitches. Next, we're going to decrease. So into this single crochet that we did, we're going to go under 1 loop, pull through, then in this stitch where we started, going to go in, pull the loop through, and now pull through both loops on our hook. That'll sort of tighten up this corner and make it more of a 90-degree look. Now we're going to do 3 slip stitches. Next, chain 4. Then we're going to do 3 slip stitches. Then 4 more slip stitches to get up to the very top of our original chain. Next, we're going to chain 5 and do 5 slip stitches. I've done 4, now just through this stitch here, under this loop, I'm going to do my 5th one, just so my top edge is straight. Next, chain to turn the corner. We're going to go all the way around the straight edge of the E with 9 slip stitches. And to end off, all you're going to do is chain 1 to turn the corner and do a slip stitch through both parts of the stitch right here. Now you can cut your yarn in and sew in your tails on the back side, of course. If you've made the E, of course the F is similar. We're going to start again with a chain of 9. Next, we're going to do 5 slip stitches. Followed by a chain of 4. Then do 4 slip stitches. So I've done 3 to get back to where I started, and my 4th one is right in that same stitch. Then I'm going to do 3 slip stitches. This will get me up to the very top of my original chain. Next, I'm going to chain 6 and 6 slip stitches. So 5 plus 1 in the stitch where we started. Lastly, we're going to go around down this straight edge. So to turn the corner, chain 1, then do 9 slip stitches. So I've done 8, now I'm down at the bottom, and my 9th one is going to be in this, it's just a little loop where the chain had started or turned. That will be my 9th one. Then to end off, chain 1 and do a slip stitch through both parts of your stitch. Now you can cut your yarn and sew in both your tails. To begin the G, chain 5. Next, do 2 slip stitches. Then chain 15. Next, we're going to make the long part of the G. So to begin, do an increase. So do 2 single crochets in your first stitch. In your next stitch, do 1 single crochet. Then do another increase. Then do 6 single crochets. Next, do an increase. So 2 single crochets in the same stitch. Then 1 single crochet, a regular one. Then another increase, followed by 2 regular single crochets. And end off by doing 2 slip stitches back to make the other short part of the G. Now it looks a bit curvy, but if you just push it back, and if you want it to stay flat, put a book on it and keep it in this position for a while, and it will flatten out. Then cut your yarn, sew your tails in, and your G is complete.
Thanks for watching. See you for part 2.